Hello and welcome to my video diary vlog. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it yet, but video diary I think is something that I quite like and will want to call this series of videos that I'm deciding to do about my knitting, crochet and general crafty interests. I'm Katherine and I am on Instagram. I am Periwinkle Stitches, and I'm a bit nervous. I've wanted to do a video diary for quite some time now, but I've always been a bit too nervous to do it and put my face out there into the world. But hopefully, all going well, and if this works out, there will be more of these to follow. If I'm looking down a lot, it's because I'm looking at my notes, because if I don't write notes, I forget everything. So in the beginning stages, I am going to need that a lot. I'll start with talking a little bit about myself. So I've been knitting for about a year and a half now. I started knitting. Crochet I'd done for a lot longer. Been crocheting for about 13 years now. Yeah, so quite a while. And what got me onto knitting was that I kept seeing all these really lovely socks, so many sock patterns, and I did try crochet socks, but they didn't quite work out. They didn't really fit me. So then I thought, right, I'm going to try knitting, and with my mum's help, because she's a really good knitter. She's been knitting for years and she's really good. She's knitted some beautiful things over the years. So with a little bit of help from my mum, I started to do the basic knitting stitches and then moved on to socks, and I haven't looked back. I actually probably knit more now than I crochet. So yeah, so it was it was really nice. I mean, I love crochet. It's what led me on to knitting. I actually prefer knitting. I think what I might start with, I'm going to have a sip of my tea, because that's something all vloggers do, I think, from the ones that I watch. This is my, I'll tell you a little bit about my mug. My husband got me this mug for Christmas last year, and it's Emma Bridgewater one, and oh, if I can turn it around without spilling it everywhere, it's got Barcelona on the inside there. When I was an art student many years ago, Barcelona was one of my most favourite places, and I just loved everything there. All the mosaic work by Gaudi and the cathedral, and yeah. I am wearing the Caravan of Love Shawl. I think you can see it. It's Caravan of Love Shawl by Potter and Bloom. This is actually the second one I've knitted of this shawl, because I really loved it. It's a really nice knit. It's really simple. It's definitely TV, Netflix knitting. I won't say too much because it is a paid for pattern, but it's lovely. I'll take it off because it's actually really warm today. I just wanted to wear it so that you could see it on. But this is it. It's huge. It's lovely. It's a kind of a triangular shawl. Yeah, it's a nice triangle. So it starts all the way over here, and I'll move it along. Hopefully you can see it really well. Don't look at all of my mistakes, because there are lots of little holes in it where I've gone wrong or dropped a stitch. But I would still say that I'm a fairly newbie knitter. But yeah, I just really love it. I hope you can see the lovely colours. The yarns that I used in this are this one, this purple here, sort of mauve, is West Yorkshire Spinners yarn, and this one is Lay Family Yarns, and the colourway for that one was Friends Who Knit Together, and it's just really lovely. It's got some beautiful pinks and sort of a bit of a yellow and cream and purples in there as well. And I just thought it went really nice with the other, with the mauve of the Yorkshire Spinners one. So yeah, and that's the second one I've knitted of that. The other one is blue, blue in colour. I'll take that off for now because it's quite warm. We've actually got some really nice sunny weather at the moment. A little bit of leftover sun before autumn really kicks in. Works in progress, I think. I'll finish off with finished objects at the end. So works in progress. I think I'll share this one first. This is an ongoing whip, and I think it will be ongoing for quite a while to come. And it's quite big. So this is the Northeasterly blanket by Skein-Hannigan's. It's a bit cumbersome because it's getting quite big and I've got bits of yarn hanging from it all over the place. Hopefully I can manage it and show you some of the really pretty colours in this. I wanted to go for brights because it's going to be, eventually this will be for my son's playroom. And I've been knitting on this through lockdown, so all these lovely bright colours really cheered me up on those sort of difficult days where we were all locked down and not being able to see our friends and family. This one here is Not So Fresh Zombie. I really liked the name of that one. I don't know the name of all of these minis. Most of them are from My Mama Knits, and some of them are from past projects. But this blue here, I think that was a Devon Sun Yarns, and this blue here is actually in my other Caravan of Love shawl. Actually, I think some of these, that one there is a Kate Celine. She's got some really lovely, bright, cheerful colourways. There's a few of hers in here, I think. That one there is one as well. I think one of them I had was Bobbing Along, Bertie Bott's Every Flavour Beans, I think was one of the colourways. So I just really liked all of the different bright colours in there. I've got these really cute stitch markers. I don't know whether that's gonna, you can see it, if it's gonna focus or not. Oop. A little strawberry on the top. Is that focusing? Can't tell. Hopefully it is. And yeah, so in this giant Toft bag, I have got lots more minis that I want to put into my blanket, including, I'll share some of them with you, including this gorgeous set from Castle View Yarns. This set, I couldn't resist this set because of the names. This is We Are Explorers. And I'm trying to remember all the colourways now, but I know one of them is We Were Voyagers and Heart of Tafiti, and just lovely names in association with the film Moana. And I just love all of those colours. They're going to look really nice in my Northeasterly blanket. So yeah, that's my Northeasterly blanket by Skein-Hannigan's. It's currently part of the Scrappy Blanket Adventures hashtag on Instagram, which is being hosted by Ollie and Bella and Cheap and Cheerful. I'm not sure how long it goes on for. Yeah, that's going to be fun seeing that grow over the next year, I suppose. Maybe a bit less than that. I'd quite like to have it finished in less than a year. Okay. My next project that I have been working on is in my lovely bird bag, and this was created by Debbie Ford. This was actually a giveaway prize that I won, and I got some lovely yarn and the Debbie Ford's Peachy pattern set, and she included a few little extras that I wasn't expecting, and this bag was one of them, and I absolutely love it. It's so bright and cheerful. And in here are my EXPECTO PATRONUM mittens. These have been sitting around for a little while now, and I kind of want to get them finished because they're going to be a Christmas present for my sister, who is a huge Harry Potter fan. I am also a Harry Potter fan, but she's a bigger Harry Potter fan than I am. So I think she's going to absolutely love these. I can try and put them on actually. Let's have a look. Hey, they fit my hands. They're definitely going to fit my sister's hand. This one has got Patronum. Hopefully you can tell that it says Patronum. These are my first colourwork knitting, and there are mistakes, as you can probably tell on here, where I've not quite kept the pattern flowing very well, and I missed a row here and there, but they have a thumb and they go over the hand, so I'd say that's a win. And I have got the other one as well, which, there we go. So this one's missing the thumb, but it will be there eventually. And this has got the lovely stag, Harry's Patronus stag. They need to be blocked out. They are a little bit, they're not a great shape at the moment, but once I block them out, hopefully they'll look a lot nicer in their shape. And this has got EXPECTO on, so we've got EXPECTO Patronum. And I love how the swirls go across the glove so that when you hold your hands together, they create the picture. So those are for my sister. Hopefully she's not watching this, because they're a Christmas present. I just really like them. So all I've got to do on these ones now is add the thumb here, and then they've got you knit the whole glove again, but only in the sort of floof, or I think I'm going to probably use drops silk mohair lace weight yarn, and then you do an insert that goes inside so that you're not, like for example, I've got my rings on so it doesn't catch on any of the colours that have been carried over. So those are my EXPECTO Patronum mittens. The yarn that I'm using for those is it's a really nice sort of warm grey by Cascade Heritage, and they're 4-ply Cascade Heritage, which I think is a really good value, 4-ply. And then the other yarns that I'm using for the colour work in them, I've got tiny bits left now. So I've got this one, which is a Glendale Fibres yarn. I can't remember the colourway for this one, but I know it's Glendale Fibres. I just really liked all the purples and the blues, very Patronum-like colours. And then the other colour that I used to give it a gradient was this one, also Glendale Fibres. I think this was like an aqua colourway. So yeah, so really pleased with how they're looking, and I know my sister will love them. I just have to make sure that I get them finished before Christmas so I can wrap them all up for her. She'll be really pleased. And those were from this. And the fact that I'm knitting those for my sister from this book is quite fitting, because my sister got this book for me for my birthday this year, and I couldn't not knit her something from them for Christmas. So I think she'll really like that not only did she get me the book, but I've then been able to knit something for her out of the book. But there's some really lovely things in here. So it's Harry Potter Knitting Magic. I've seen a lot of gorgeous projects that people have been making using this book. I think recently I've seen Lavender and Loops made the Weasley sweater. See if I can find it. Oh, here it is. The Weasley sweater. Definitely something that I would like to make next for myself, and maybe for my little boy. I think he would really like one of those. So yeah, so that's my EXPECTO Patronum mitts and the Harry Potter Knitting Magic book. Got quite a few whips at the moment. My next work in progress, is from the Rowan Knitting and Crochet magazine, and it's number 68. I saw this and I had a little flick through on the website at all of the patterns inside, and I'd have to say that there's over 50% of them is something that I would wear and would want to knit for myself. And I have started one already. It's in, needles outside. The bag is too small for the project, which is why I've got this happening. The bag that I am using is this lovely, I really love this bag, and it's by DUCKPOOL Lane. It's really nice. It's got this nice tab here as well. I usually put stitch markers and things on this. And it's this. It's a poncho. And I think some really nice photographs of it and what it looks like when it's all knitted up. But I have decided to repurpose some yarn that I had. Yes, which is like an alpaca blend yarn. It's all in a tangle here. So I knitted a scarf in this mustard colour, but because I was new to knitting, the scarf was awful, and it was nothing to do with the pattern I used. It was all the fact that I was just so new to it, and I was dropping stitches here, there and everywhere. And now when I look at it, I really didn't like it, wasn't very happy with it. So I frogged the whole thing, and my tension must have been really tight as well, because I had 5 balls out of this scarf, which didn't even really go round my neck properly. So I frogged it, and I have 5 balls of this mustard colour called Lead with the Pack, which you can find in Hobbycraft. So I decided to repurpose this yarn and make the poncho that I just showed you. And it's called the Savoy Poncho in Story. The pattern is written by Martin Story, and this is where I'm currently at so far. So it's actually a really nice, simple knit. I can show you a bit closer at the pattern stitch pattern. The only thing with this one is that it's very floofy. and it goes all up my nose when I'm knitting with it. So it does, it's a bit, hopefully once it's washed and blocked, it'll look a bit, it won't be so fluffy. Basically, I just do this, keep doing this until it measures, I think 140 plus centimetres, and then you fold it over and do various things with it to turn it into a poncho. So I think it's going to look really nice and bright as well. Autumnal and bright for those colder winter months when I'm picking my son up from school and also standing in the freezing cold at football. That's the stitch marker I am using at the moment for this one. So I think in the last couple of days I've done this much, and it feels quite good to be reusing yarn as well, rather than spending more money on new yarn for this project. So that feels quite nice to have been able to have done that. Okay, I think I've got 2 more works in progress to show you. And the next one is, these are for the Autumn Sock-Along, which is going on Instagram. And these are the Hocus Pocus socks, a little Hocus Pocus socks. And This Handmade Life. Pattern is by This Handmade Life. And it's lovely. It's got this gorgeous cable stitch pattern. Try and stretch it out so you can see it nicely. It's got a 2x2 rib. Yarn for this one is some I had in my stash, just waiting for the right project. And the yarn for this one is Autumn Leaves on the top by Lay Family Yarn. I just love all of the pretty colours in that one. And then the creamy colour with flecks of gold and browns in it is a Mr. B's yarn. And it's called Send Me No Flowers. Hopefully that's okay. I think I said what that pattern was. That's that pattern by This Handmade Life. Little Hocus Pocus. Really enjoying those, and I think I mentioned that that is for the Autumn Sock-Along on Instagram. I'm not sure, I can't remember who's hosting. I think it's Flora HONEYPOT, because it's a really nice sock-along. There's some really gorgeous autumnal socks and all sorts of beautiful autumnal yarns being knitted up. One more work in progress, and in here, this is another beautiful bag with this really cute little mouse on it. I have a bit of a soft spot for mice. When I was a teenager, I had a little mouse called Harry, and he was lovely. And so I do have a soft spot. Anything with mice on it, I really, really love. And this is by, I don't know if you can see, but she has embroidered it here. It's very subtle but lovely. And that's by Moo and Mouse. She makes really lovely project bags. Really good quality as well. I just love it, with a little bit of Liberty fabric thrown in the inside as well. And this one came sort of rattling around here. This one came with a cute little mouse progress keeper. And in this bag, I have got this beautiful Peachy, I think this one's called White Peach by Loom Wool. It's just really gorgeous, lovely tones in there. And I've actually got one, this is like a half finished project. See if I can put it on the sock blocker for you. And this is the Peachy Socks pattern by Debbie Ford, using Loom Wool white peach yarn, but it's lovely. It's got this beautiful lace pattern with a cable stitch running up here. I made, yeah, so it's a 2x2 up here, and then this lovely lacy pattern. Hopefully you can see it in all its glory. It's a really beautiful pattern. My sock blockers, I think I got these on eBay. I didn't pay very much for them. I think they were under £5 for a set. So that's 1/2 of the Peachy socks. I'll take that off of there because that was on one of my finished objects. And I think that's it for all of my works in progress. I'm now going to move on to finished objects. Okay, let's sip my tea, which I think is going a bit cold. I like my tea really hot, so it's a bit cold for me, but it's all right. Okay, so my first finished object is my Hermionies Everyday Socks. Classic pattern, everyone knows it. Nice, simple stitch pattern, and it is a free pattern on Ravelry. They're not quite matching socks, but they're close enough to it. Twins, but not identical. Haven't really got much to say about this because I think most people have knitted these. If you're a sock knitter, most people have knitted the Hermionies Everyday Socks. It's just a really lovely textured pattern. The yarn that I've used for these is quite a funny name. It's Unicorn Poop by Wild Flower Yarn. Wild Flower Yarns. 2x2 rib. I think that's actually a 2x2 twisted rib that I've done there. And then you've got the Eye of Partridge, modified Eye of Partridge heel. Yeah. I'm quite happy with those. Well, I'm really happy with those. And I can tell on these where my sock knitting is getting better. I'm closing up these gaps in the corners and things like that. So yeah, really pleased with those. My next finished object is my Dust of Snow shawl by Helen Stewart. I am in love with my shawl and I cannot wait for the months to get cooler, for the days to get colder, so that I can wear this, because I just absolutely love the pattern in the stitching and I love the colours that I've used. It's just lovely. I have made errors on it. Some of my slip stitches are not where they're supposed to be, but actually I don't think you can tell. I hope you can't tell. I love it and I can't wait to wear it. It's really soft. It's been blocked and it's all ready to go for when it gets colder. So I'm really pleased with it. The yarn that I used in this is a series of minis from Hedgerow Fibres. Hedgerow yarns. And it's, I think there's like 24 different mini skeins in here that I collected. It wasn't part of an advent or anything, I just collected them as time went on. Kept them in a lovely little basket, stared at them a lot, and then decided, right, I need to do something with them. And then I made this. And I think that I'm really happy with what I decided to use them for. Just love all the colours and how they all fit together. That's my Dust of Snow shawl. I think that's it for finished objects. hopeful knits. I've got quite a few hopeful knits. I have these two beautiful yarns. One is Socks Yeah, which is a great sock yarn. They come in 50-gram ball yarn skeins, and that's like a really nice hot pink. I don't know whether it's got an actual colour name. Don't think it's got a colour name. Don't think they have colour names, but it's a really lovely hot pink. And I thought it went really nice with this yarn, which is by Woolly Mama Yarns, and it's called Mutant Mermaid. Just love those together. I think it will sort of really highlight some of these brighter pinks in here with this as a contrast. I'm going to do contrast heels, cuffs and toes, and I'm going to use this for the Strictly Sock Along, which is held by or hosted by Ali of Little Drops of Wonderful podcast. I haven't decided what sock pattern I'm going to use for this yet. I know that So Sweet Violet has brought out a really lovely pattern called Lola, so I may opt for that, but I think there's a few others on my Ravelry that I've already purchased that I might use, but we'll see. Who knows? I might be able to knit 2 pairs of Strictly Sock Along socks, I think, because I haven't started mine yet, and I have to do some serious cheating, which we all know. Anyone that's done the Strictly Sock Along before knows that Ali is very up for cheating. So yeah, I think there'll be some serial cheating going on to catch up with everybody else that's started their socks already. Another hopeful knits or hopeful cast-ons is this one. I'm looking forward to making this one, which is I don't think you can really see it very clearly on that printout, might be because it's a bit shiny from the plastic. But this is the Bright Feather Jumper or Sweater by Jen Steinglass. And I've already got my yarn all picked out for it, so it's looking more hopeful. And I've decided that I'm going to do it in drop snort. Ooh, quite fluff all over it. Drop snort, like a vintagey pink. I think that's the colour 13, dial 462143. And I'm going to contrast it. So there's colour work in there. I'm going to contrast it with this one, which is Fairy Hill by the Wool Barn. Just thought the colours would look really nice together. Something that I would wear as well. It's not, I don't mind wearing bright colours on my feet, but jumper wise I'm a little bit more muted. Got a muted colour palette. This one I was really pleased about. I got this in a D-stash. I do like a good D-stash bargain, and I've been after some Wool Barn yarn for a while, so I was really pleased to get that, because they always seem to be sold out, which is not surprising because they are really pretty. So that's going to be the Bright Feather that I want to knit. I better get knitting because I've got loads that I want to make. So yeah, that's one of my hopeful knits, I'm going to call them. Not quite cast on yet, but soon to be. This one is another one I want to knit for my little boy, which has been on my Ravelry to knit list for quite some time. It's called Swim Said the Mama Fishy, and that's by Kim Firth. I think on Instagram she's High Fibre Shop. So I just love the little fishies that go around the yoke. And my son loves to swim. It's something we really missed over lockdown, and we've started doing a lot more of now that the pools are open again. And I already caked up my yarn. You will have seen me caking this up in my little intro. It's got a bit messy because it's been in the bag, so I need to sort that out, but that colour is going to be don't know if that's focusing or not. This colourway is by Mr. B Yarns, and it is, we're going on a bear hunt. That's going to be the yoke section. And then I have this is socks, yeah, in, I think it's citrine, which is a really lovely kind of burnt orange colour. And that'll be for the little fish. And then I have, I'm getting a bit tangled in there. Then I have this one, which is a Cascade Heritage, and I think this is the Riviera Heather colourway, and that's going to be the main body of the yarn, of the sweater. So together I have, let's try and organise these a bit so that they're balance. I have shaky hands, so this is probably not very balanced at all. There we go. So there will be my colours for the swim set, the Mama Fishy. I'm really looking forward to knitting that. It's been on my list for a while, and I think my son will really like it. So those are my hopeful cast-ons. I think that's everything. Oh, I didn't tell you what bag this was in actually. This was the first project bag I ever bought from DUCKPOOL Lane again, and I just love the blues and that scene. I think it's really lovely. And this has got lots of my stitch markers jangling away on there, so I don't lose them, because I am really bad for losing stitch markers. Just leave them and then get lost down the side of the sofa. And yeah, so I have got a few, actually I will show you these. These are a few of my recent purchases. But this is like over the last sort of few months. I didn't purchase all of these in one go, but Hedgerow Yarns, one of my favourite dyers. I just love the colourways that she has. I love the tones and the sort of more kind of natural tones. This is a relatively new base that she started using as well, which is a Donegal Nep. So I just like that it's got all of these like tweedy sock, it's called. And this was a one-of-a-kind colourway that she did recently. I saw it and I just loved it. I just liked how the purples and the greens all sat together. It's just really beautiful. Another one that I bought recently is another Hedgerow Yarns. I just fell in love with this. This is a sock set. I just liked all of these beautiful teals and greens and this plum colour. This one's called Autumn Nights. Upcoming sock project, I think. And last but not least, which is West Green Loft Yarns. Really love this. Just like all the different colours and the tones in that. And this one is called Eleanor, which is part of the Sense and Sensibility colourway collection. Just love them. I could buy them all, but I wouldn't have any money left. And that is my first podcast, or video diary. Let's call them video diaries going forward. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, put the thumbs up if you've enjoyed this, and hopefully there will be another one coming soon if I feel confident enough to carry on. Thank you.